Yes.
When we do the test of chapter 7?
When will we do the test of chapter 7? Next week. Okay. Test of chapter 7 will be next week.
Ma'am,
Okay.
what is chapter 7 about? I don't think I was there. Sorry.
Chapter 7 is about ratios and proportion. But I think I have already taken a test on ratios and proportion. Can you remind me? Did we
Okay.
do a test of chapter 7?
I wasn't there for ratio and proportion.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you know. Maybe we'll be doing a test of either this chapter or the previous. I'll let you know, okay? Whatever will be planned by that time. Now, yesterday we talked about parts and elements of a circle. Okay, we saw what is a circle, then what is the circumference of a circle. We saw that. Then we talked about the radius and the diameter of the circle. We talked about chord of a circle, okay, and the center point of a circle. Today, I'll tell you what's an arc of a circle. Suppose I have a center point here. I'll have my center point here at O. And I'll mark 2 points. I will mark 2 points on my circle. This is, let's name it, suppose A. And this is, suppose let's name it B. Okay. Now, this whole point, this whole line A, from the distance A to B, okay, is considered an arc, okay, is considered an arc, all right. This is known as arc, which is a part of a circumference, okay, any part of a circumference which is in the circle or of any circle is known as an arc, okay. Suppose if I mark another point here, C, okay. So now AC is also an arc and CD is also my arc. Okay. This is an arc AB. Okay, from here to here. Then I have an arc AC from here to here is another of my arc. Okay. And then BC is also my arc. This one, this portion from C to B is also my arc. And this whole portion is also an arc from B to C. This portion is also my arc. Okay. So these are basically called the arcs of a circle. Okay. A part of of the circumference of a circle. Okay. Hope what is arc is clear to you. In this circle, we have the arcs AC, then we have the arc AB, we have the arc BC, and we have the arc CP. Now, when we are writing an arc, okay, how do we write it? How do we write it? We put this symbol, okay? We put this symbol. this symbol. Okay. Arc CB, you can also write it as CAB. Okay. CAB, the arc in the blue. Okay. Like this you can write. So I hope what is arc is clear to you. Hope it's clear. Any doubt in this part?
No.
Okay.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, BA or BCA?
BA or BCA. BCA can also be an arc, yes. Okay, BA is the green one. Okay, BCA can be another arc as well. Okay,
Ma'am,
yes,
and
Harshit.
CA
It will
or CBA?
BCA or CBA. Yes, both can be arcs. This will be your BCA. Okay, from B to A, and CBA will be from C to B. I marked CAB, the arc CAB. Okay, yes, so all of these are arcs of a circle. Okay, now moving on to the parts of a circle. Okay, I have my circle. Okay, and I will put it in a box for you. The part that is inside of the circle, the part that is inside of my circle, that is this part, is known as interior of the circle. Interior of my circle, this whole part that is inside it is known as interior of my circle. Okay, then there is this part that is outside, the circle is known as exterior of my circle, and this is my circle. Okay, do you remember how I teach you all that a closed figure in a plane divides its plane into three parts? We did this with triangle, we did this with quadrilateral. Similarly, circle also divides its plane in three parts. Okay, interior, exterior, and the circle itself. So you can write this down. A circle divides a plane or its plane into three parts. Interior, exterior, and circle itself. Hope this part is clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now the region that is formed by joining the interior and the circle is also known as circular region. Okay, like basically the outer boundary of the circle and the inner part, the interior both collectively is known as circular region. Okay, it's known as circular region. Hope you uh hope you are drawing the diagrams as well of the points.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to change this background right now. Now I have the center point O. Okay. And I suppose I have made my diameter that is passing from O. Okay. Now this diameter will divide my circle into two parts. Okay. This diameter will divide my circle into two parts. And these two parts are known
Semi
as, yes, repeat.
semicircle.
Yes, semicircles or semicircular region. Okay, this is known as semicircle. These two parts are known as semicircles. And the region inside them is known as semicircular region. This is also semicircular region. You can write it down. This means semicircular region. Any doubts still here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you written? Shall I erase this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, next thing, I have a circle. Okay. And suppose I put a chord in it. Let's name the chord. Now, I have put chord A, D in the circle. Okay. So now, again, the chord is dividing my circle into two regions. Okay. Again, my chord is dividing my circle into two regions. All right. Or two divides the circular region. Okay. The chord divides my circular region into two parts. Okay. There is this part and this part. Okay. What is this called? Both of these are known as segments. Okay.
The interior is known as segments.
Yes. Segments. And this is also known as segment. Okay. This is the definition of segment. When a chord divides the circular region into two parts, each part is called segment of the circle. Okay, please write this down. Then shall we move on to the next thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I have I have my circle. And its center point O. From my center point O, I will draw two radii, okay, or two radius. From my center point, I am going to draw two radius like this. Okay, so again, my two radius both are together dividing my circular region into two parts. Okay, but this time it's not known as segments, it's known as sectors. Okay, these two parts are known as sectors. I have two regions again, this region and this region. Okay, so these are known as sectors. Okay, let's name the radius also. AB. Okay. OA and OP, both the radius are dividing my circle, the circular region into two sectors. Okay. Now, what is AB in this circle? What is AB?
The radius.
Yes, AB is the arc. Can you see AB? The portion of the second center, the little circumference AB, that is an arc of the sector. Okay. Then let's define it. Let's define the sector. When two radii Divide the circular region of the circle into two parts. Each part is called a sector. Okay. I hope this part is clear to you all. So we have finished with all the basic parts and basic elements of a circle. Okay. Next up, we are going to see how to calculate the radius and the diameter. And after it, we will see how do we construct a circle using its radius or a diameter. When a diameter is given, how do you make a circle of that diameter? When a radius is given, how do you make a circle of that radius? Okay, that we are going to see in the coming classes. Now, any doubt in anything until now, you can ask.
Mama has a doubt.
Yes, Abraham, tell me.
And do you need a geometry grid for this class?
Do you need the geometry kit for this class? You will need it in the next class.
Okay. Not
For constructing a circle, you have to use a geometry box.
Yes, for constructing a circle, you'll need a scale and a compass and pencil.
Mama, do you want to play on a compass this class or do you want it for the previous classes?
You will be needing it for the next classes, okay? Our next session on Monday, okay? You will be needing it for that class. This class today, after this topic, I'll be showing you how to calculate the radius and the diameter. Okay, one thing will be given to you. Okay, either you'll have the diameter or you'll have the radius. How to find the other one, that we'll see. Okay, so let's move on to it. Calculating. Let's see, calculating the diameter first. Let's see the radius. Radius. Now, I have a circle. Suppose I have a circle and I have its center point. Oh, its center point is oh, okay. And I have my diameter in this circle. I have my diameter in this circle, that is 6 centimeter. This whole thing, okay, this whole diameter is 6 centimeter. And we know that radius is how much? If I make my radius also in this, yes,
Radius equals to diameter by 2.
yes, this much is my radius. Okay, from O to the circumference. Okay, so can you see that radius is half the diameter? Okay, diameter is a full thing touching from the from one circuit from a point on the this circumference to the other side. Okay, but radius will go from the center point to the circumference. Okay, that is half the diameter. Okay, so the formula of radius is radius equals to diameter divided by 2. Okay, so when we divide this whole diameter, can you see the line in red? Okay, into two parts. Okay, we will get what? We will get our radius. We'll get our radius. This is my diameter. Okay, and yes, Cedric, this is my
2 into
radius.
radius equals to diameter.
Yes, So now let's find out. Diameter is 6 centimeter. Okay, 5, 2. So
Answer
our,
3.
yes, radius will be 3 centimeter. Okay, hope radius is clear to you. While the diameter, calculating the diameter is opposite. Okay, calculating the diameter is opposite to it. Suppose now here in the question,
Now you multiply, right? You multiply 3 multiply by 2 to get, you multiply by 2 to get the entire diameter.
yes, Abraham, we multiply the radius with 2 to get the diameter. I have my radius of the circle. I have my radius of this circle. Mm, 4 centimeter. Okay, I have my radius 4 centimeter. What I have to find is this half portion. Okay, the dotted line. Then you will get the whole diameter thing. Then you will get the whole diameter thing. So because I have the half part and I need the other half, okay, of the diameter. Half I know is 4. The other half I need. So I multiply what I know, that is 4, with 2 to obtain my diameter. That is the formula for diameter. Radius into 2. Diameter equals to 2r, or radius into 2. Okay, what is my radius? Radius is given 4 centimeter. Diameter will be 4 into 2. So diameter is 8 centimeter. Okay, so this thing is 4 centimeter, but this full thing, I have found out that it is 8 centimeter. Okay, hope how to calculate the diameter and the radius is clear to you. Okay. So this is how we will find out the diameter and the radius. Like one thing will be given to you. If diameter is given, to find out the radius, you divide it by 2. If radius is given and diameter you have to find out, you multiply the radius with 2. Okay, so we will stop here, and in the Monday session, from the Monday session on, we'll learn how to draw a circle if you are given a particular radius or if you are given a particular diameter. Okay, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then see you at Sarah in the next class. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Abraham and Simeon, finance break, and then we'll begin with our next science class. Okay, hope you all are there because we are going to begin with the science class. Videos on, please. Yes, let's begin. So, in the last class, we saw what is a food chain. We saw some what is a food web. We talked about forests. We talked about some species that are found in some forests. Okay, what is the structure of the forest? We talked about how goats these days are eating these. Okay, and we'll move forward to the next topic now. That is effect of weather and climate on forests. Okay, now, um, yes, forests stop the fast flow of air and water. The fast flow of rains come down slowly because of leaves of trees. These water then flows to rivers and drainage. This water flows for a long time and stops the danger of flood or drought. In the same way, fast flowing air hits the leaves and gets stored. We know that what happens when the rain is pouring down, the forest will prevent it from pouring down very fast, okay, and causing the floods. Okay, because when the raindrops will hit the trees there and then fall below the ground. So in that time, while they hit the trees and then fall on the ground, the speed of the raindrops falling will get slowed. Okay, the pressure will become less, the speed of the falling rain will become slower. Okay, and then that rainwater it will flow to the rivers and the drainage. Okay, it will slowly flow to the rivers and drainage instead of pouring and collecting and flooding that place. Okay, that will not happen in a forest region. That doesn't mainly happen in forest regions, but the rain will slowly fall down and the water will flow in the rivers and the drainage. So this is the effect of weather and climate on the forest. Then also the same happens with the air, okay, with the wind. We talked about how the forest prevents the soil erosion, right? Because they the roots of the trees are there in the ground, okay, and also when the wind is blowing, they will stop. They'll act as a barrier, okay. When the fast winds are blowing, trees will act as a barrier to stop them. Now, let's give this a read. In the same way, fast flowing air hits the leaves and gets slowed down. It slows down the fast moving air as well. Okay, the trees. The moisture in the air increases with evaporation of water present on the leaves of trees. The air present near forests is high in oxygen. Therefore, the area near forests are cooler and give freshness. You must have seen this or read about this that the forest areas have a fresher air, have more fresher air. Okay, when you are in a forest region, you will feel when you are breathing the freshness in the air. Why does that happen? Why is that happening? Now, what happens? When because the water is present on the leaves of the trees, okay, and evaporation is taking place more, the moisture in the air will increase, okay, and because it is a forest region in a place where a lot of trees and plants are planted, they are going to release more oxygen. Okay, they are going to release more oxygen. Because of that, the oxygen composition in the air that is in the forest region, air around the forest region will be higher. Okay, and therefore the area near the forest are cooler and they give us freshness. Okay, because the oxygen composition is also high, and also the evaporation, the moisture is higher in the forest area. In China, people now have artificial wood to stop cutting down trees, and they use more apartments to reduce space that they use. Yes, artificial wood to stop cutting down trees. Okay, that is a good measure. Now, moving on.
China, they also have artificial eggs, and you don't know whether it's a real egg or not a real egg by looking at
Artificial what? Can you repeat that?
egg. The egg is made in a
Eggs.
factory.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, I have heard about this artificial eggs being made at
I
factories.
have something wrong. Listen, Simon, the artificial egg is actually very bad. So when I was a small child, the breadman came and he sold an egg to us. He sold a few eggs. He sold a few eggs to us, and we thought it was normal. And he must have got it for 50 rupees. We don't know. Me and my sister ate the egg, and then we were kind of sick. We were not able to. We were sick, and then so when you crack the artificial egg, it comes like liquidy and solid. When you crack a real egg, it's proper. An artificial egg is liquid and solid. It actually doesn't help in digestion.
Oh, okay. All right. That's bad. Yes. So,
There was
that's right.
one guy who died of eating artificial eggs because he couldn't find real eggs, so he had to eat artificial eggs, and he ate too much and he died of it.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, artificial eggs, of course, it's bad for us, for our health, because they aren't naturally produced, right, out of a hen, but they are artificially made. So ultimately, it's gonna be bad for us. Not every artificial thing is gonna be good. Okay, so yes, we should be careful, and we are. It's even hard to identify an artificial egg from the real one, from the outer appearance of it. I haven't seen an
When you buy
artificial
it,
egg.
you
But
don't
you have to crack it.
you will know inside.
Crack the egg.
Yes, when you buy it, you don't know, but when you crack it, that time, I think you will get to know because of that solid and liquidy substance inside it that differs from the original egg. Yes, so that happens, and now moving on.
No, also I say something about something else.
Mm,
I don't know
yes.
whether China or some other place, but there's this technology about so for houses. So these houses like comes in blocks and blocks and blocks. So this country, like if there's a damage, the country can build hospitals in a matter of 2 days, 2 to 3 days, and apartments in a matter of 2 to 3 days. So they
Okay,
are
we can
they're
make.
like tall apartments that can just fit on top of one another, like building blocks.
Like building blocks. Okay, I get it. So that if it falls, they can just rebuild it, place it again one on the top of each other.
No, no, not like that. Like suppose there's a natural disaster or an earthquake, and that city's half of the buildings are gone. They need somewhere for the people to stay as a temporarily living. So they build the
Oh,
houses for a matter of 2 days, ship them over there, they can stay there, and now they need a hospital. So with less cost, they can put a hospital wherever they want, and then they can take care
mhm.
of the patients, and then they can move the hospital.
Okay. Yes, that's innovative. But we'll have to check if it's doable as well. I think it is like not to a very higher extent to survive like very high level natural disasters. But yes, for the medium level natural disasters, it will work. I guess so that it will be working. It's a good technique. So nowadays, yes, there is technology for everything, and there is people are getting innovative, finding measures. Also, there is a technology for artificial rainfall.
Now,
People,
like,
Yes. They create artificial clouds, okay, which then provide, they actually create such artificial rain clouds, which will then rain. Okay, so yes, those are all the things. Now,
So again,
coming back,
yeah,
yes.
once I was tasked with, so once my teacher told me to prepare a debate speech on artificial clouds. While preparing, I learned that artificial clouds are actually, they actually harm the environment. They're not like that good.
Yes,
They say
they
that artificial clouds will do this, they benefit the environment, but actually in real life, they don't benefit at all. They're actually harming, is not harming the environment, they harm people. Because so silver dioxide is a chemical that is mainly used, and then that given to people, people will fall seriously ill and die. Then also they may use dry ice which people who inhale it a long time can fall asleep and even die.
mm-hmm. Yes, Abraham, that is right. And like like it said that artificial things also carry its harmful effects as well because they are not naturally produced. They are made. Okay, it can just work as a little substitute, but it is not efficient in the long run. Right? It is not efficient in the long run. We should not keep doing and doing it because again, it has its harmful effects as well. Right. So now, therefore, the temperature near the forest is around 34 to 35 degrees Celsius in summer. Okay. And it also like this is not fixed. Some forests have lower, some forests have higher. Okay. And this temperature in our home reaches 47 degrees Celsius. Okay. Mainly because we talked about moisture, forest temperature, if we compare that temperature with the temperature of our homes, it will be relatively cooler. Okay, the forest temperatures will be cooler because again, the trees are there. Okay, so the evaporation is taking place. It has moisture in the air. Okay, the oxygen is pure. With all these factors, considering all these factors, the forest areas also they are. If you walk in a forest, they are all like big trees covered. Okay, which also doesn't heat up the land too much. Okay, because the shade of the trees is there, the heating up of land, like it does in the normal region, that also won't happen much. Okay, due to which the land, the atmosphere, the air in the forest is cooler compared to our home, compared to normal land. Forest also helps in less noise pollution. In this way, forests control the flow of air and water. This control saves us from flood, drought, cyclone, and windstorm. Okay, flood, drought, cyclone, and windstorm. They control temperature and make a lovely and better weather. Okay, forests, like we talked about that, how the forests keep the temperature in check, and they have a lovely and better weather. Forests also help making soil fertile and do not help in flow of soil. Flow of soil. Maybe it's talking. I think it's talking about the displacement of soil. That when the soil, the water is coming, is rushing, and the soil is flowed with that rushing water and displaced. Okay, so that from that also the forest stops it. Okay, it makes the soil more fertile because again various types of organisms are living there in the forest. They're part of the forest environment and they are like decomposing it, and all of that process is taking place well in the forest. Okay, so which also helps to keep the soil fertile. Now, cutting of forests and its harmful effects. Nowadays, we use the wood for basically everything, right? We are using wood for a lot of our consumption, to make a lot of furniture, to make a lot of paper and everything. Now, and also because we need the land. We know that our country, India, is highly populated country, most populated country in the world. And because the population is rising rapidly, they need land to stay on. They need land to live on. And to make that land, okay, they are cutting the trees and the forests to expand the land area so that they can live on it. Okay. Now this leads to the cutting down of forests. Okay, this land is being used by increased population. Also, some industrialists are building their factories, their industries on the forest land. Why again? Because there is population problem. We are having the population problem, so they might not get the space to build their industries, their um, factories in the urban areas, in the cities. So what they do, they sometimes try to occupy the forest land. Okay, they try to cut the trees and establish their factories, industries on the forest land. Okay, and then forests are cut due to agriculture. People cut the trees and then they take that land and they start farming on it. Okay, then to make homes, to make factories, and for the wood of trees. Okay, these are the reasons why forests are being cut now these days. People are like there is a lot of like taking a land which does not belong to you. Such practices are there. Like they will just take that place. Okay, in Hindi there's a word it's called kabza. Okay, to occupy something, make it your own when it's not your own. Okay, by like the method is not morally right. Okay, unethically they do. Okay, they take a place which is not theirs, they cut the forest. Okay, name it theirs when it doesn't even belong to them. And then the construction of the factories or homes in those places, you know, it goes on overnight. Like late night construction happens in those places. They secretly are building their own places and factories late night. Okay, and then what happens if the police finds out, they will seize that area. Okay, they'll demolish the building, whatever that's being made there. Okay, if it's unauthorized, okay, land is not registered on your name, and then you're making your home or factory on that land. If the police they'll find out, they'll demolish it, they'll seize it. Okay, and it is like unlawful. Yes, Abraham.
Okay, so Miss ma'am, what about illegal building? Because what people do,
Like
there are illegal buildings, these are not allowed.
yes, Abraham, there are illegal buildings. Okay. And if they find out that your building is illegal, you don't have the authority of it, you don't own it, then you are like under the law, you will be charged. Okay. Also, there are people, Abraham, there are people who have their connections. Okay. They have their connections with the higher ups due to which some people still are owning the illegal buildings and illegal lands and properties because they are having some higher connections. Okay, so again, there is some problem in the system. There is some problem of the values, the morals. Also, it is based on that. Okay, some of it on the systems. Okay, so it's all of that. But again, the cutting of forest is caused by all of these factors. Okay, then there are problems that come up with the injudicious cutting of trees. What happens when trees are cut in such a way so rapidly when the trees are being cut? What are the problems that they cause? Now, this decreases oxygen in the atmosphere and increases carbon dioxide. Like I explained that the breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is taken up by the plants to prepare their food. And in the process, like the plants release oxygen. Okay, but what if we know that our population is increasing rapidly? The plants are being cut. So if there is only the release of carbon dioxide in the in the environment that we are releasing, but if the plants are not giving oxygen because they are cut down, that is going to create a major imbalance in the environment of both the gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. It will create a major imbalance. Okay. Why? Oxygen level is decreasing because plants are being cut. They release oxygen. Whereas carbon dioxide levels are increasing because our human population is increasing and we release carbon dioxide. Okay. So this again causes the carbon dioxide, increase in the carbon dioxide, which heats up the earth. Okay. When the CO2 is increased, it will cause the heating up of the earth, okay, which will lead to melting of glaciers and ice on the mountains, okay, which will lead to heating up of our environment. Then this further increases the danger of flood. When the glaciers and ice on mountains melt, also they also have the danger of floods. Yes, Abraham?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, how would the mountain peaks melt, ma'am?
How do the mountain peaks melt?
Yeah, ma'am, because there's a thing called that. So this is so when you go up in the air, it's actually way cooler than you're on ground. It's because the sunlight will hit the ground. So when you're closer, when you're in the mountains, the snow won't melt is because there won't be that amount of heat. But the glaciers that are at sea level on the ground will melt because there is that amount of heat. So the mountain top should stay.
The mountains, they start melting from the bottom.
So
Okay,
all the
they'll
mountains are made of ice.
they'll start melting from the bottom. The land will heat up. Okay, that will affect the bottom region of the mountain, and that will melt. That will start to decrease the height of the mountain, and slowly from the bottom region, the mountain is melting, and then the whole peak will melt. Okay,
No, it's going to take like a long time. It's going to take like a lot of years to do.
yes, Abraham, it's going to take a long time. That is right. And also, it depends on the heating up of the environment of the land, okay, the global warming. It depends on all of those factors, the melting of the ice, melting of the glaciers. Okay, it is a long process, definitely, but it is a process that is happening slowly. Okay, like it is happening even though at a slower speed, but yes, that process is taking place. Okay, then um, increases the danger of drought and flood. What happens when you when you cut all the trees in a forest? That land will become dry. Okay, the soil will lose its fertility. Okay, and the heating up of the land will increase. Okay, why? We just studied when we were talking about the forest. That forests in a region where many trees are there. I'll show you the map. We have this is my land. Okay, and many trees are there. On my land. Okay, and what happens? My sun is here. Okay, sun is shining. Sun rays are falling. Okay, but are they directly hitting the ground? No. Some places they might be hitting the ground, but not actually. So this will slow down the heating up of ground. Okay, when trees are there, okay, the trees act as a shade, which will which will slow down or lessen the heating up of the land. Okay, if there are no trees, if there are no trees on this land, the sun rays are directly falling on the ground, which will make it heated up. Okay. Now my land is heated up. Okay. And my soil is also not held because of the trees. So soil erosion comes, my soil flows. Water comes, flood comes, my soil will flow away. Okay. Wind comes, my soil will fly away. Okay. Then this will lead to again the land will dry up because sun rays are directly falling. If the sun rays are very stronger, okay, and then the evaporation will increase. Okay, evaporation will increase, which will dry up my land, causing drought. Okay, so this is how the trees also protect our land from droughts. Okay, yes,
Now,
Abraham. Now,
understood the trees in the sun, ma'am. I, like if the sun hits the tree, because of the extensive amount of heat, it might cause because the rays are powerful, it might cause a wildfire, and the wildfire will heat the ground even to more higher degree. Like it will burn the
can you
entire
repeat?
ground.
Can you repeat that?
And the heat of the sun may cause a wildfire.
The heat of the sun may cause a wildfire. Um, yes, Abraham. Some places, if it is too strong, okay, this is an uncommon phenomena here. But there are places which are having like two-way, like a stronger sunlight or sun rays, okay, which may cause a wildfire. And if there is a wildfire, again, the trees will be affected, the forest will be affected. Okay.
And
I,
when the
yes,
forest gets affected, is because the wildfire will spread on wood. It will affect the entire state.
yes.
It can make the entire country go up in flames.
Yes, Abraham, that is right. If the wildfire is caused, then the trees will catch fire. Okay, all the trees will catch fire and it will spread and it will cause a huge damage to the environment, a huge damage to that forest ecosystem, to plants, to animals, and to all the species. Okay, to the humans living in those areas or in those areas, it happens. There was uh, an incident of wildfire that happened. I think it's been 2 or 3 years. I think it was the Amazon forest wildfire that took place. And like there was a lot of news on it. It was a lot on the media. I think the Amazon wildfire it was that happened. It was massive. Like it was massive. So yes, that too strong rays can cause a wildfire. Um, Soil erosion takes place in the absence of trees and other plants. We talked about it. Now, this snatches food and shelter of many forest animals. When the trees are being cut, the food and shelter of many forest animals are taken away. Right. Have you seen that the animals are coming in the cities these days? Like our Ajmer, we had not recently, but I think in the beginning of this year and last year, we had panthers in our city. They were spotted here, roaming like freely. Okay, we had panthers coming in the city. Okay, I think this was 6 to 8 months back. We had a panther that was like near our home only. Okay, I think maybe lesser than half a kilometer near our home. we had a panther roaming there. People saw. Okay, so yes, panthers are coming, monkeys are coming in our like directly in the cities. Because why? Because the forests are being cut. We had a nearby village where they spotted they had four panthers in a small village, and it killed people. Like I think three or four people got killed due to those panthers. They caught one, okay, but then again the next in the next 2 3 days another person got killed. Then they caught another panther. They thought the two only two were there. Then after 2 days another person got killed. Then they thought, oh, more panther. Then they caught the third one, and like that it happened. So animals are coming in the cities. Why? Because again their shelter is being taken away from them. Where would they go if they don't have forests to live in? If forest is not there for them to live in, then they'll come in the cities. Right. So again, food as well. Okay. See, the ecosystem, we have all the animals like we studied earlier in this chapter are dependent on each other for food. If the lion doesn't get the deer to eat from the forest, who will the lion eat? He'll need food, so he'll be eating other organisms or maybe humans coming in the cities. Right. So, yes, there is less space as more people are born and forests are cut. So, animals are coming for food in the cities itself. Okay. Now, also, many species get extinct by cutting of forests. There are species which cannot survive without a proper forest environment. There are species which will only be able to survive in that environment. They are adapted to the forest environment. If we take away the forest, if we take away the forest, the species will go extinct. Or if the deer doesn't eat the lion, yes, then all of them will come in our cities and in our states only, our cities. Now, many tribes are dependent on forests. Their life gets difficult. They take wood for burning, food items come for sale, species, medicines, honey, etc. from the forest. We talked about how there are some tribes which are living in the forest itself. Okay, and if the forests are being cut down, then their shelter will be taken away from them. The wood that they use for their houses, the gum from the trees that they are selling for their living, all of that will be taken away. Frog doesn't eat the leopard. Okay, yes. So all of that is happening for development and secure future. Around 30% area of the country should be carved out for forests. This is a measure. This is a conservation measure that around 30% area of the country should be carved out for forests. But our country has only 21% area covered by forests, which is also reducing. Okay, and 21% area covered by forests, which is also reducing because again, increase in the population is there. Okay, which is leading to the rapid depletion of all our resources, all our natural resources. Now, we're having this small topic. Let's finish it. Conservation of forests and other animals. We should control the cutting of forests. There are many forest areas in which cutting trees is legally prohibited. We can do the following to save the forest. There are some places which prohibit the cutting of trees legally. Then there are some measures. If trees are cut in a place, then we should plant trees there for greenery. Like if the trees are cut in a place, then we should plant more trees. Okay, that's as simple as that. Then plant as much trees as possible in colonies or residential areas. We should also plant more trees in the colonies that we reside in. Okay, then plantation of crops should be organized for making people aware about conservation of trees. Okay, there should be the organized plantation of crops. Also, awareness programs should be organized so that people can be made aware of the harmful effects of the forests. Okay, tree plantation drives should be organized so that people can plant more trees. Government should make such rules, some regulations so that the cutting of trees can be stopped. Okay, all of these measures you can add. Once three measures are given, you can add more measures in it by yourself as well. Okay, so with this we have finished with this chapter. Try out 20.3 at home. Try out in text questions, terminal exercises as well. Okay, with this we have finished with this chapter, and along with this, homework is to prepare a food chain and the food web. Okay, and share it. All right, you can post it in the group. Make a food chain and a food web. Okay, and share it. You can put you can write it in words, or you can put images of the animals as well. You can draw the images of the animals. Okay, it's up to you all right, how you want to prepare it. A food web and a food chain, but please don't do that goat will eat lion or frog will eat a tiger. Okay, so we are going to stop here. Next session, we are going to start with lesson 21. Any doubts still here? No?
No.
Okay. Okay. Okay, then see you all
How
in
many
the next class.
in this book?
How many chapters are there in the book? We are on the last chapters around. Okay, the last chapter is left.
So this chapter is will be like strategy.
Can you repeat that?
Will we start another science book or
Will we be starting another science book, or I'll be starting with your test series? Okay, we can do sessions where we can revise the chapters. Okay, revision, basically we'll start with the revision. Okay, we can revise the chapters, we can revise the hard topics. Okay, we can practice the diagrams. I'll be taking test series and all of that. All right.
actually another question is mine. So now are we gonna do the same for English again?
Are we going to do the same for English as well? Yes, Abraham, we are going to do the same for English as well. Okay, after we complete the tenses portion, we will be doing the portion where I'll be revising the topics, I'll be taking the tests. Okay, I'll be giving you some things to practice in class. Okay, after this last chapter is science stopped. I think this is the only textbook in your course for science. Okay. After this, we can revise. I'll be taking tests for the chapters that are not covered in the test yet. Okay. We'll be continuing, okay, until the revision and the test series, all of it is done. Furthermore, I'll let you know in the next class, okay?
No, another question is that ma'am, will you be like I forgot my question.
Will there be a what?
Now I forgot my question.
You forgot your question? Okay. No problem. You just ask me when you remember your question, okay? You can just text me. All right. Okay then. See you all on Monday. Bye.